Hi everyone, welcome back to Kestra TV. Of course, it's your Christian daily feed in Uganda. My name is Charles OS, and here we happen to give you Christian updates, things that are happening in the Christian environment in Uganda and the world at large. Now, happening right now is the genocide, the killing of people in Nigeria, where Christians, hundreds of them in the past 3 weeks, have lost their lives to the Islamic terror groups in Nigeria. Do you know what that means? It is the persecution happening to Christians. So, in other words, if you know you are a Christian and you are in Nigeria, be expectant of death anytime from now, whenever you are, because these people are hunting you on the highways, in churches, and perhaps everywhere. And to make this matter worse is that the government looks like it supports what's happening.
In the Bokos and Barkin areas. 11 people were killed in one community, and there were other communities where 2 people each were killed. And those attacks on October the 14th happened just a few hours after 2 people were buried in another community just on the southwest of Jos, the capital of Plateau State. And of course, this is just the most recent of such incidences. In the past 2 weeks, actually, we've buried more than 25.
Look at me. I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not different from these people that are here. I'm tired of Boria. I'm tired of Boria. We are tired. The chairman, RCC Hyper, is tired of Boria. All the clergies, we are tired. It's better for me to be in police custody. It's better for me to be in army barrack in the cell than to be outside performing Boria every day. My brother was there too. And they expect us to silence. Now, it's an order. It's not an advice. Every one of you must be ready for self-defense. Without bias. You can't be living in the house without something to protect yourself. Had we have something, these people could have been alive. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there is no massacre, there is no genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching me. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here.
Speaking about the matter, what makes it worse is that the Nigerian government, as if it's ignoring it. Tell me why a reverend comes out and cries out to the authorities that Christians need safety, need to be secured, needs protection, and the government issues a statement through its army organization saying that this person is spreading hate, as if the matter is not happening. And days later, Christians are massacred. Christians are being killed. You can see in the video literally a gentleman testifying that I cried, I'm tired of burying Christians in a mass grave. Take a look at that.
I was surprised. What I said yesterday, not knowing that I will see it today. They invited us to the sector. When they told me I rushed, I joined them. They have gone far. They are almost in conclusion. But there is no how they can give me chance. They can block me not to talk, but they have to allow me to speak. And they brought this thing on social media that I make a statement that inducted the soldiers. And they say I was lying. I say, if I'm lying, all of you join me. Let us go to Nyarwe Farm District. Go and prove me wrong with the people on the ground. They said the number that I mentioned on social media was lie. It's only one person. I said, come right now and prove me wrong. Let me go and show you their grave.
And some of the reports I've had, for example, from Comrade Kim Masari from Truth Nigeria, speaking to the CBN News, Kim says that when you reach out actually to these army personnel on a personal basis, they will tell you we are not equipped enough to offer protection, and saying that we'll be in position but we'll be waiting for orders from Abuja, in other words, from the top. If you are concerned about Christians and you are eager to protect them, why don't you take the initiative to protect them?
So, first of all, most of these attacks are carried out in the full glare of the military, under the full watch, the watchful eyes of the military, and most of these military. These soldiers actually, sometimes when you get to them, you interact with them on a personal level. They tell you that usually they would have to wait for orders from Abuja, which never come, and sometimes they would have to wait for logistics. Sometimes they have vehicles without even gas. So how do they even respond? So sometimes it's really difficult actually to get these guys to even respond at the time you want them to. So that's actually part of the administrative problems that we have. And then, of course, on another level, you have also this culture of complicity. A lot of the terrorists, a lot of the soldiers are in active connivance with these terrorists. Sometimes, actually, I have interacted with, sources. Of course, our intelligence has shown us that sometimes these terrorists even buy time, literally pay for time, like time within which they will have to operate. And usually you see this happening every now and then. The soldiers, there are military checkpoints and military bases dotted across the entire landscape, chiefly located within 1 to 2 mile distance. Yet the soldiers never show up. Sometimes, if they would show up several hours after the attack is complete, just like we had on the night of October the 14th.
Well, following the existing reports, the Nigerian authorities call for a peace meeting between Christian and Muslim leaders. Now, on a personal analysis, this looks like an intentional exposing of Christians to terror, since every peace meeting is followed by massive killing of those exact Christians. Take a look.
And what is even far more interesting is that the attack of this Tuesday, which was October the 14th, followed just few hours, less than 10 hours after a so-called peace meeting was held between Christian leaders and Muslim leaders, which was part of the efforts by the Nigerian authorities to just explain away, dismiss these attacks as mere clashes between sedentary farmers and semi-nomadic cattle herders. Now, again, if you remember, last week, it was on the 9th that we have had an interview where I told you about Christians who were slaughtered along a highway south of Jos. Those Christians were actually, majority of them were returning from another peace meeting in the same Barkin Ladi County, right? So they were summoned to these meetings where they were forced to make verbal agreements or sign peace agreements or make commitments for peace and all of that. And after these meetings were completed, the participants on their way back were ambushed on the way and they were slaughtered. The same way, this particular incident happened. They went for peace meetings and came back, and then they were slaughtered in their homes. Chiefly, all of the peace agreements or the peace meetings that have been organized by the army or by the Nigerian government have always been followed by mass murders. And then again, this brings the question: who is doing what? Who is telling who what? Because it looks apparently that these peace meetings are only aimed at getting the Christian side to just relax their guard, to just feel that we're secured and nothing is going to happen. The perpetrators have now agreed to now ceasefire. Only to give room for them to come and sweep and just carry out more and more murders.
To someone hoping to travel to Nigeria, if you're a Christian, I'll suggest maybe you first wait, because it's getting out of hands. You can see the images, and among these people are children. I've literally heard Kim saying that some are 9 months old, 7 years old, and stuff like that. So what's happening?